Hi everybody. So I've been on holidays. As you can see, I got a little bit of a tan going on, but my face has gone paler because I do a lot of scrubs and like some exfoliating and everything, and I do it on my body as well, but not as often as I do it on my face. My face has gone a little bit paler at the moment, and I got a little bit of pigmentation and a few little blemishes on my chin. So this tutorial is to show you how to keep your tan on your face without having to keep on going to the sun and everything, so that it looks, equal to the rest of your body. So to start, I already have prepped my skin. I have cleansed, toned and moisturized. So I'm going to start by applying a base that is a little bit darker than what I would wear usually. So in this case, I'm going to be using the Face and Body MAC in C4, and I'm using a H&M double brush. So I'm going to be applying it. As you can see, it's a lot darker. Make sure to really cover everything very well, and to go all the way to the hairline, because you don't want to see anything showing at all. Now with my hands, I'm going to also just kind of work everything in. I'm using Face and Body because it's very thin foundation, and I don't want to be looking caked up. It's a summer look. It's not something like too strong. I still want to keep the glow from being in the sun and everything. Also, I have forgotten to take my fringe out of the way. But I don't want to be like really heavy foundation, to be honest. I want it to be quite light and quite smooth, sort of also kind of like quite transparent as well, so you can still see my skin underneath, because I haven't lost the color completely, but yeah, kind of work it really nicely into the skin. There we go. Perfect. Straight after that, I've got a few blemishes, and I'm going to be using the Chromographic pencil in NW25 NC30, and I'm going to be applying it right on those horrible little things that I got over there, and that's from the sun. Be really careful. I didn't realize how strong the sun was, and well, this is what happens. Now once all my blemishes are covered, I'm going to be using a Select Moisture Cover. This is a liquid concealer from MAC in NC20, and I'm going to be applying it a little bit like under my eyes to give myself a little bit of a lift, because for some reason dark under my eyes is showing a lot lately. I think it's probably the jet lag that I still haven't recovered. It's been 2 weeks, but still I haven't recovered yet completely. And I'm also going to highlight a little bit over here as well. Right, so I have highlighted under my eyes, a little bit outside my nose, a little bit on my upper lip, and down here as well, and also on the number 11. Perfect. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to powder very slightly, and for that I'm going to be using a Makeup Store powder. This is the Wonder Powder in Sahara. This is amazing because if you use it in in a very light, like lightweight, like not with a lot of product, you get the most beautiful sort of like sheen on your face, but it's not very strong or anything. So I'm barely putting any powder on my brush, and I'm just going to go all over, mostly on this area, just a little bit on my nose, a little bit on my cheeks, a little bit on my chin. And this is so light, but if you put it in like thicker quantities, what it does, it can be used as a highlighter. So you can use it all over the face, and it gives a slight amount of coverage, but like it's just so tiny, the amount of coverage, and literally just all around. I'm applying this with a MAC brush in 138. It's a really beautiful brush. Perfect. Once I've done my powder, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. They have gone slightly lighter in the sun, so I'm basically I want to still keep them very natural. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is really, really amazing. And I'm just literally going to sort of cover the little gaps, and whatever's gone blonde, I'm just going to sort of help to cover that and sort of make it a bit more structured, but not strongly, because I want to keep it very summery and very, you know, this is not a night look, this is more like a summer look. I'm going to set my eyebrows now just by applying a little bit of gel to keep them in place. Right, next what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a little bit of contouring, a little bit of sort of a bit of a kind of bronzing kind of thing, but it's with a matte powder from MAC that is called Prism. That's what it looks like. And I'm going to be applying a little bit to give myself a little bit of contouring. And this is really nice because it gives a little bit of a slight contour that I can apply there, but it's not too strong. It's very, very lovely shade. You just can apply it a little bit over here. Give it a little bit of a, you know, where the sun hits generally. Now I'm going to be applying a little bit of a pinkish, because I always like to have a little bit of a pink going on that gives you that kind of fresh look, that, you know, like young and fresh look is quite nice. And I'm going to be applying it using, this is a Becca, this is called Beach Tint, and it's really, really beautiful. It's a cream blusher, and I really do love this one. You can apply it with your fingers, or you can apply it with a brush. I'm going to be applying a little bit with my fingers, so you can see. I just dab a little bit and then sort of work it around the cheek and the apple of my cheek, and it's quite nice. Work it really, really nicely. This you have to work it kind of like straight away. It smells amazing as well. It smells of like strawberries or raspberries or something. It's just so beautiful. It really is quite nice, and it gives you that sort of like, oh, I just came back from the beach look kind of thing, you know. It's quite nice. And this, you can really work it, but as soon as you put it into the skin, you really have to work it, because it's a tint, so it sort of can, you know, leave a mark if you don't blend it quite nicely. You can also grab a little brush, this is a Real Technique brush, and sort of work it a little bit more and mix it with the bronzer that you just put on. Work it quite nicely. There we go. After that, I'm going to be applying, now I've got a really beautiful palette. It's called the Cream Highlighter Kickstart from Topshop. This is great. This has like 4 different cream blushers, it's not blushers, sorry, highlighters. And you got like sort of like a pinky one, a very coppery, more browny, and a really white one. So for this kind of look, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this all around my face sort of thing. So I'm going to use the palest one, and I'm going to grab a little bit with my finger like that, and I'm going to be applying it on my lid. And that will give that kind of like nice summery glow, sort of like Saint-Tropez look, which is really, really beautiful. Just like that. The greatest thing about this look also is that you can use it by, so instead of, if you haven't been in the sun but you want to look a bit more tan, you can, you know, just grab a self-tan like Saint-Tropez or the Rimmel one, and, you know, do your whole body. But don't use those on your face, because on your face, the thing about fake tans on your face is that, you know, you lose complete, you know, you lose your angles this way, because everything becomes really, really flat. So it's better to just apply it all around your body, and then on your face just do a very, very lovely makeup. Or you can do a self-tan and then, you know, work the contours and everything. I like to apply this one a little bit as well with the lightest one on there as well, because that kind of like, you know, the light in the middle kind of wakes you up a little bit as well. It's quite nice. Just right there on the tear gland as well. It's really, really nice. Okay, so as you can see, that kind of gives that kind of really, really lovely glow. Sorry, ambulance outside. Anyway, now I'm gonna apply a little bit between these two colors. and I'm going to be applying it right over here. So I'm going to mix a bit, just grab a little bit of each and just sort of like apply it on the top of my cheek, just to give that highlight, that beautiful highlight, you know, like that shimmer from the sun. But the good thing is that these are not glittery, they're more like, you know, it gives you kind of like a dewy look, which I really, really, really like. You just apply it like that. You can apply it as well in the middle of your nose as well, which is quite nice, like right there, you know, so it gives like that kind of glow. And what I also like highlighting a lot, but I'm going to use the light one. I like highlighting on the top of my lip, because that gives that kind of like, makes your lips more plumpy. So I like just literally there. Don't go too much like higher than that. Just stay there, stay in this area. Don't go further than that, because it might make you look like you're sweating, and that's not a very nice look, to be honest. So we're keeping it like that, quite fresh. And then I'm going to put a little bit of mascara. In this case, I am using the Falsies Volume Express by Maybelline. I really like this mascara, but this is not waterproof. If you want a more of a waterproof effect, you should buy a waterproof mascara. They have the same one in this one, but waterproof. Okay, now that I've done my mascara, I just applied it on the top lashes. I haven't applied it on my lower lashes because I want to keep it quite fresh, and I think just the you know, the top lashes make it look quite nice and fresh. You know, if not, they can drag a little bit, but I don't know, I think for this case I kind of like it quite nice and fresh. And finally I'm going to apply a little gloss. I don't want any like much lip color or anything, something quite nice and beachy and kind of like, you know, sort of like kissable lips kind of thing. And for that I'm going to be using the Best Kiss, and this is by Bath and Body Works. This is just really beautiful. They say that they sell this in the States. You might be able to get something of this on eBay or Amazon. I'm not that sure, I haven't checked yet, but this is called Best Kiss, and this is a sheer gloss that turns pink on lips, and it really does smell beautiful. And what I like about this is that you put it and it's completely see-through. As you can see, see-through, but you put it on your lips and it starts turning slightly pinkish, as you can see, as I'm putting it on. With a hit of your lips, it starts turning a little bit pinkish. And it's so lovely. It smells gorgeous. It smells of like vanilla or chocolate, I'm not sure. And it becomes slightly pinkish, as you can see. And it's very, very mild, because it's not like a lac, you know, it doesn't stay like, you know, it's not sticky. You can, you know, you can eat and everything, and like it doesn't become, it's not like too sticky, and it's quite nice and shiny. It's got a nice shine, a nice color to it, and it transforms with your lips. It's quite nice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me see how it looks without my, there we go. Here we go. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.